All right, class. We're going to go through and I'm going to show you how to do one FRQ, okay, for the assignments that you have to do today. You're going to end up having 3 different sheets that you have to do. So make sure you download them and then make sure you go through and fill them out. I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you how to do one, and then you have to go ahead and you have to do the other ones. And then of course, okay, if you have questions, you can email me, you can contact me, we can Google Meet, but we can go over these. All right, so the first one. So this one is an example of a FRQ, okay, one of the short answer ones that'll be on the AP exam. There'll be about 1/4, okay, of the essay score, because you'll have 1 long essay and then 3 short ones. So if you take a look, okay, this goes through and it doesn't say anything about input or output. It doesn't say how many hours or anything. The only thing it says is production on the side. So let's assume this is output. Okay, so remember output, you're looking for the highest number when you cross multiply, okay, or whoever could produce more of them, okay, has the advantage, okay, when we talk about absolute advantage. So let's go through this. First question says, number 1, okay, which country has the absolute advantage in production of S? Now, absolute advantage is we're looking for the high number. So when you take a look at S, okay, country A can do 10, country B, okay, they can go ahead and do 20. So you can see they have the advantage because they can do 20 compared to country A, production, okay, only 10. So I just wrote in there, country B can produce 20 to country A's 10. So country B has the absolute advantage in producing more with the same number of inputs. So you want to make sure you explain, okay, because it says, how do you know how to determine this? You want to go ahead and show how much they both can do and show that country B can do the 20 compared to the 10. And then you need to say that they had the absolute advantage because it's using the same number of inputs. Number 2, which country has comparative advantage in production of S? Now when you look at comparative advantage, okay, we can go ahead and we can just cross multiply and take the higher number. So if you cross multiply, 80 times 10 is 800, okay, 20 times 20 is 400, so country S does. But it goes and says, how do you know this? So you actually have to break down and do the ratios. So when you take a look with country A, okay, right here, if they produce 1 S, they have to give up 2 T's, okay, 20 over 10. Over here, it's 80 over 20, so every S is going to end up equaling 4 T's. So country A, 1 S equals 2 T's. Country B, 1 S equals 4 T's. Okay, who has the lower opportunity cost? Country A only has to give up 2 trees for every S, compared to country B that would have to give up 4. Okay, so I wrote in country A has a comparative advantage in S. They only have to give up 2 T's for each S compared to country B that has to give up 4 T's per S. All right, so that goes through and talks about how you determine this. Number 3, what range of mutually beneficial trade for 1 S? Okay, so we went through and we just did that, between 2 and 4 T's, okay, because country A, they usually have to give up 2, country B usually has to give up 4, so anywhere between those two or at those two, okay, they would end up trading. Number 4, okay, draw up A's production possibilities frontier. Place S on the vertical axis, okay, T on the horizontal axis. So country A can do 10 typically, so they're PPF, and 20, so I put that there. Now go ahead and do the PPF, production possibility curve, or consumption possibility. Well, sorry, I did the PPF for number 4. Number 5, do the CPF, okay, for country A. Okay, so now you got to go ahead and do the CPF. Well, we talked about before that they're specialized and they're better in S. Okay, so what's the max trade they could get is 4 T's. So if they produce all S, okay, 10 S, and they get 4 T's per S, they could get out to 40 T's. So you can see their CPF, okay, just shifted from 20 out to 40 and anywhere in between here. All right, so that's an example of an FRQ. You have to go ahead and look at that one, fill that one out. Then you need to go through and start answering these questions here. So there's one question up here, and then there's some notes here. Then, okay, there's a question right to some notes here, but there's a question here, question here, question here, with multiple questions in there dealing with different problems. And you have to go through and figure those out. Then of course, you're gonna go to this sheet, okay, the third sheet, and you're gonna answer the information from up here, right here, and I just drew, you could get rid of this line here, I just drew that up there. And then of course, you have the last one. So go through, do those assignments. When you're done with those assignments, go ahead and submit them. As you're working on those, if you have any questions in class, I'm gonna be going through them with the students so they can call me over. But distant learning students, if you have any questions, you need to go ahead and email me, or we can Google Meet to go through, okay, any of this stuff that you don't understand. All right, let me know. Have a good day.